If that helps you, continue. That's fine. So now the whole thing we call the CRUD, by the way. Isn't that what we do in the website? We sign up as a create, right? We sign in, right? We read something, just like the add, we add something, update something, and we delete something. It's called the CRUD command. Good. This is all you will know that you did the CRUD command in the API. CRUD command you do in the web or the database as well. So the reason the product owner knows this kind of wording, so they know like what the user is saying, what the engineer says. You do not be a product owner that you have no idea what they're doing. Then people will not give you the value. You do not do that heavy loaded hands-on, but you do not want to be in a position you are like the sleeping when people is talking. So you need to be exactly. Now you got the idea. Yes, that's the reason. And some example you guys can read. We are going through the example with our the e-commerce application. Okay, our example will be e-commerce application, all the user story, and what is the JSON format we discuss. Correct? You guys thinking is not going through the slide. I am going through the slide, and then we discuss about this, right? HTTP code 200, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I think 100 I did not go over. That's the communication transfer protocol, just informational. But normally you do this 2, 3, 400 based on the user story and the 500. Good.
What's the subdivision of 400, 200, and 300?
Like
404, 402.
40, we call the 400 series. We call the 300 series, means 300 to 399. That's it's a series, right?
So I say it have different name, right?
Yes.
402,
Yes.
different name.
Yep.
402.
Let's go quickly look. But remember, it is implemented based on the user story in that project.
Oh.
You learn the generic, but generic is not the project. Project is based on what they want. Their implementation will be different. So if you want to, since you asked HTTP code, good. HTTP code, you can click the image, and then actually you can learn. Halim, that's you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Make sense? Or you ask this one. Or actually you can learn more details here. 101 switch protocol, 102 processing, 103 early hints. But again, this is the generic implementation of each code. But it's specific, the way your project will be different. But they actually different does not mean they break the standard. They do the 200, whatever message you expect, they will use that. Whatever message you want, they will be using that.
So mostly positive will be on 2, negatives will be on 4.
There you go. Now you're getting the idea, right? And if server is down, then 500. Good. So it's like the way the user story is, the setup, you can check on the where? On the Swagger. And you can do here as well. So if you do in the Swagger, if you do like let's do a new, the fake email, okay? Okay, let's do this. And if you look at it now, true. Match. See that even we know this is a fake because the email is not, but it does not know this. So it tells you 200 okay, 400 bad request, 404 not found. So the way that it has to be designed, you have to read this. So if the many time the product owner is very tricky because what happened in many environment, the QA, they don't care they think, oh, he doesn't know anything. So actually behind the scene product owner, it's like a talk to talk, walk to walk. So they come behind the scene, they actually execute each of the test cases, each of the scenario, because everybody is working on the same user story. So when the QA say, why it does not work, the now product owner knows, he goes to the Swagger and he just execute himself. He say, no, it works. Maybe your data is not good. But if you are not a technical product owner, just the QA says, He says, who says you have no visibility. That's the reason learning the basic is always become helpful for you to become productive and then lead a team very efficiently. So now you see this? Any questions so far?
Okay, so any like any web development which uses the HTML code, the course will be the same meaning, like the explanation will be the same.
The code will be the,
Like the 200, 400.
yeah, 200, the series will be the same, but the description will be different. For the automotive industry, it should be the vehicle not found.
Oh, yeah, okay.
For the SSN, somebody testing SSN not found.
Okay, but the series will stay same, like 100.
Series is the same, yeah.
Okay, then.
How they implement. Makes sense. That's the reason I do not take you guys in the generic one because it is not our project is. But if you guys can differentiate, that's the generic, but the project specific wording will be different. We're good, but the shipping industry information will be different. All right, so let's continue with that. Okay, so let's do. So we understand now the 201 and all of this, correct? We understand the payload. We talked about this API specification, and we talked about this as well. This is good. And then we talk about this as well because you see this, you're getting in the both places because the Postman actually bringing everything from the Swagger. And the 99.99 project, use the Swagger and the Postman because it's a free tool because tools are expensive. So you see this port number exists, here the API endpoint, and that's the GUI testing.
Where are the doodles coming from? Like the
What?
writing and stuff.
What writing?
He's talking about the.
The
screen.
doodles like
Who did it? Who is doing it?
Ahmeda, I saw a name called Ahmeda maybe.
Pranto, can you clear this? How to clean this?
Yeah.
Who is writing this?
Okay.
Oh,
Someone was-
where to go to the, who is 12036? Come on, guys, it's 4 weeks now, please. Just fix your naming.
1, 2, 3.
Who is the 12036?
Okay, iPhone, iPad, I can understand. Like
Can you please
six
fix your
devices.
name? Where to go to do the testing in the Postman? Okay, anyway, so you see this? Actually represent, you say the GUI testing, which the GUI means graphical user interface, web-based testing of the mobile or the desktop app, right? Or the vehicle we call the HMI. Vehicle, we see the HMI, but the same thing, the same. And remember we saw the business logic in the middle and the database. So that's the back end. So API testing is here. And let's go continue. And the access without UI, you can do the API testing. Test core functionality, API testing does not go wrong. Okay, because you are hitting the endpoint to the point. Specifically, you are testing endpoint, it should say yes or no, pass or fail. API testing is great for this because it creates in the beginning and it get tested in the right after this, and then everybody, all the client get exposed the API. Client means mobile, web, or the desktop, or anybody else, any company implementing the same API, they can implement. But the testing, if the testing is not ensured that this API is working, then everybody is implementing bug API. And that's the reason API testing is super important. Time effective, API testing is super fast. You saw that, right? How quick we build the test cases, isn't it? Like I do all of this in the Excel. You guys already did one somehow.
It will take hours and it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So you see that but again, you have to do it. But the efficiency level, the API is super like the robust. And for the testing tool, remember this kind of testing tool is available. Catalan, Rest Assured, Apigee, JMeter, Postman, and there is so many. And we have our own API testing tool as well, by the way.
Yeah, on that.
Yep. There you go. So
Till now, I had no idea what it does, but
Yeah.
now I do what it does.
exactly, you guys
So,
will know the
is
journey.
there any software like for vehicle validation.
Yep,
like
you will get,
Postman.
yep. Oh, you do the postman for the vehicle validation as well. So you will do the same because you are testing anytime you are testing anything between the devices, two device, you use the API testing tool. Yep, every automotive industry use the API testing tool for their cloud team or the backend team. For the vehicle side, they use the different apps. Okay, so we understood the response and all of this we kind of did. Because the data type means like the email is the string. And your date of birth is integer. Your age is integer, right? And the dollar is kind of the floating, the dollar amount like a $20.50. So those called the data type. We will go about the authorization checks pretty soon. Implementation of the response timeout. We'll be doing that as well. Let's go to the documentation, okay? So now let's start this. So now in the testing side, and we'll be learning the environment side. So now you guys hear the two things, two important things. You heard the test environment, right? Remember? Development, test, and production. Here we're going to implement it. And you heard about the expected and actual result in the test case. We're going to implement these two here. So expected and actual test result, that's here. And the environment side will be implementing here. So let's go to the testing. But in the beginning, what is my testing? Let's delete this. What is it? Where can I get the testing? Let's go here. Okay, here. I don't know. So so this is what you did. This is what it is called is it manual, right? Like you click it. What would be like you want the machine knows this instead of you do it? Yeah, right? You want that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have 100 test cases, don't you think it's look odd? You come every morning, click, click,
with the
click,
same thing
click,
over and
click,
over.
click, right? So do you guys remember the automation and manual?
Yes.
The whatever we are doing manually, it's manual. It's literally manual. Manual. And whatever machine you are telling the machine you do it for me. That's the automation.
Like artificial intelligence. right?
No, do not go
Yes,
unnecessary
I know.
wording, please. Just stick with this small thing. So for this one, we want to just verify this. So the machine will be verifying for us next time. Good. That's the whole goal. So you do not need to memorize. Each time it run, if anything change in the backend, it will tell me right away. Another benefit of the automation. Because now you do not, if it is small sentence, you can remember, right? After 3 months, you will not remember this because you're working in the new project. Or it's a large sentence. Some information is changed, you will not remember. And human is not created to remember everything. And that's the reason automation add value. So in this automation, we are going to use the test section. Number one, we can do this, make sure this is the we are expecting always. So in the Postman, this is the test section. When you click the test, this is the section actually do the automation. Automation is, let's go see one by one. So there is
Is
many,
there any way to make it a little bit bigger? Is it possible?
let me see, can I do this? Yeah, thank you. Did I do this?
That's good.
Good. All right. Let's delete this. So let's go to the status code, right? What you are expecting? 404, right? Let's change the 404. Right? And then let's get this. Good. So status code, this is the one where you make things nice. This is the where you make things nice. Remember your test case title? That's the way you can provide the test case title. So let's see this. So let's exactly bring this title. So I don't need to, oh my gosh. Rename it, copy it, and then actually I will bring it here. So let's see it, and then we are going to bring it here. Double quotation. I expect, you just writing your word. I expect 404. Doesn't it look good now? So your test case is matching, right? 404 with this information. Let's copy this. So that's your actually, your qualification. You need to do this. Do not say as a QA, do not say what I will write. That's the your. See, now things has to make sense. If you can use the without anything, it's fine. But when somebody will see you're doing this, means you are like the ordinary. You are not the product owner can do this. Software engineer can do this. The DevOps can do this. You cannot do this because this is your core expertise based on the test case. So now save it, send it.
Bhaiya, you have a question.
Yes. Go ahead.
Farmida says negative test is what is not allowed in the application from the user story.
That is correct. Yep. That means the system should not allow you to do this action. System should reject you. That's the negative testing. You see this? Isn't it looking good? Now anybody come to this looking the test case, they will be happy. Meaningful, right? The project manager can read, product owner can read, software engineer. That's the QA job. That's your core job. You cannot do the lousy way. One more time. You can do it, but you see how we follow the same test cases from the user story. We created all of this in a sequential way, and we tested it. In the test result, we actually give the meaningful test outcome. It's looking nice, right? And then actually you do the 404. You need to change the 404, right? Now it failed that time because it was looking for the 404, but we did the 200. Then it's the reason fail. You did not understand this. Look a little bit detail. It came here 404, but we are telling the test, we are telling the machine, you just look for the 200. And that's the reason it said it failed. Try to understand, it is not like rocket science. We are telling the machine, the look for the 200, but actually expected is 400. So like again, so it's a fail. If we do the 404 now, what will happen? 404, it will say what? Green or red?
Green.
Let's do this. You guys sure? Eh? Isn't that like a complicated, right? As a user, I should not be able to sign up without name. I expect 404 provided by your name. That I can actually make it more nicer. Like here. Let's make it nice. With message 404 with message. Please provide your name.
Or should we say with error code?
Yeah. I cannot do this actually. With error code, yeah. Let's remove it. Good. Good. That's it. So now it should work properly. Save it, run it. Right? I messed it up something. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Where? Here, right? Good. Save it. So it's a J. You just cannot do anything you want. So it passed. So now we can do the same one. We can go adding the test result here. So then you're actually, this in the Postman is called the collection, but your test actually, all the negative testing is properly done. So we did not write any of this from our brain. We understood the user story. That's the reason we are able to do the manual test cases on the GUI, and we are able to design the whole testing flow, and we are able to do the testing properly. Am I right? And that's the reason this is not something you need to memorize. It's something you need to understand and practice. This wording is practicing a couple of times as a user or as a vehicle owner or as like the shipping company. How? Based on the application, actor will be different. You just do not say as a user always. Whatever the application the user is, you have to greet them with this, then it looks nice. To be fair, when I provided the job support someone, I just designed the whole thing. As of now, he's working with this. Same API as of now. Full-time job, I design one time. As of now, everybody is happy, he is happy. Again, work is easy, by the way. Getting the job, you need to know all of this. I shouldn't say call the easy, because you know all of this, that's the reason work is easy. Okay, but if you don't know any of this, then it is also the like the Bible for you, right? What are you talking about all of this?
Hello.
Now you know all the wording.
I'm to ilam I know.
Oh man, Munna, learn how to be in the Zoom, please. So now you guys should be able to do the remaining, correct? You guys,
So by this program, like automatically understands, like when we say, the user
it's
should
a
not-
testing tool. This Postman is a testing tool. This is a feature of the, remember now let's talk about the technical wording. Postman is a testing tool. The testing is a feature. Look at this. How many things? How many is there study in this functionality? So actually this testing section provide you can capture the response body and you can let the machine to handle everything for you. Make sense? So that's the Postman does. We did the manually, we verified. Look at this. That's the way we are actually verifying this automatically. Make sense? And now, how about you need to test the same thing in the, how about in the staging environment? How about you need to do the same thing in the staging environment? What